Hello and welcome back to Steins Gate 0. I need to talk about the thing I put a message at the beginning of the last episode for. If you don't want to listen to that, skip like a minute or two. I don't know, however long it takes me, but just giving you warning. So as people who saw the last episode with this would know, basically I've been made aware that this game is officially banned from being Let's Played, as I say in my Let's Play of it. So basically, I need to change this series so that it's fitting the point of the ban at the very least. No one's reached out to me, no one's done anything like that, but so there's a few reasons I'm doing this. One, I want to respect their wishes and also respect my own wishes and try to come to a compromise that if they ever come to me, I can say, hey, I'm trying to do this so that it benefits how you want it and it benefits how I want it and we're all good. Then there's two, which is basically, I could potentially try to go, even if I didn't want to respect their wishes, to like just post it and hope I'm small enough that they never notice. One, I did some research, and not for Steins Gate 0. I haven't really found almost anything for Steins Gate 0 in that regard, but for another series that they had the same policy on, they have reached out to channels smaller than me, getting less views on their stuff, so that's not a guarantee in anywhere form. And not to mention, even if I finished it, it could be down the line. They said it's going to be in place forever, so if that's the case, then it could just be a year down the line. They come to me and say, hey, take that down, and then the series is just gone forever. So I rather try to change it now so that it can actually possibly stand the test of time. Like I said, I'm going to continue to the end of chapter 1, and then I'm going to do whatever change I decide on. The main changes that I can think of are, one, the boring one I don't really want to do is just finish it in my own time, then do a review like I normally would. I could review each chapter. I did that for Persona 4 Dancing All Night, which I also got a copyright, or I did get a copyright strike on way back when, the only other series I've gotten that on. I had to do it for that because my Let's Play of that was cut short. They did say that compilations are okay, so that opens up another opportunity to basically record it like I normally do and do highlights and sort of give enough story so that you have the context of everything that's going on, but make it so that it's definitely not the equivalent of actually playing the visual novel. And to make sure that my videos are focused on my reactions, because I make these videos so people can see my reactions to them, that sort of thing. I'm not making these videos as some sort of like supplement for actually buying the game yourself. They're not intended to be that. I won't be able to stop people who choose to do that, but at the same time, that's not their intention, so I'm not going to make my decisions based on that. And the most extreme one would be to live stream it, keep that up for a few days, do the highlights anyways, post the highlights later, and just like take down the live stream after a few days, so the people who are only really interested in seeing my specific Let's Play of it would be the ones who see it in full. I probably won't do that one just because I haven't live streamed before, and I really don't know how well my computer can take that because I just have a laptop, a very old laptop at this point. And with that in mind, I think I'll most likely go with the highlights thing. And how far are we into this? 4 minutes. Okay, I'm sorry if I told you to only jump ahead a few minutes. Let's make that 5 minutes. Or 4 minutes or whatever. With that in mind, those are what I'm probably going to do. And PCube, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this for any reason, this will probably be the discussions I send this to you. No one posted any opinions on what they'd prefer in the last episode when I brought up the possibility of people posting their opinions and ideas, but no one brought that up, so I assume no one cares, or somehow my channel's entirely just watched by bots that have no actual opinions. Oh, no, probably not. Okay, so now, continuing. Last time... Okay, I'm gonna have to tell people 5 minutes in. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Last time on Steins Gate 0, we saw that there's a virus going around that seems to induce the same symptoms as reading Steiner, which is the ability to keep your memory between timelines. Which does, just based on what we've seen, I really doubt it's a virus making Okabe think think that he went through time, and he really didn't. I'm thinking that's pretty unlikely, but it might be a virus that spurs those memories on, those changes and stuff. And because of all the time travel and all the time travel changes, because of that, because it's not like CERN gets time travel, in the World War III timeline, a bunch of different countries get time travel and stuff like that. So there's a whole lot of timeline changes happening. So there's probably a whole lot of different memories people have between their lives that might have changed because of this. So there might be a whole lot of people with this virus getting their memories back. It's not just the stuff that happened in Steins Gate. Then mine, continuing. The interior of the time machine smelled like metal and was covered in instruments of different sizes. The girl inside was sobbing. It had been almost an hour since Suzuha had left to go look around. She'd assumed that Kagure would have stopped crying by then, but she had no such luck.
いつまで泣いてるつもりだ。しっかりしなきゃダメだ。まゆ姉さんの気持ちを考えろ。
Low blow. She's just a child. Don't just tell her to get it together. Ah, Suzuha. Child of war indeed. Kagure Shina looked up at Suzuha. Her face wet with tears.
だから泣くんじゃない。鬱陶しい。でも。
Suzuha walked over to Kagure and knelt down. So they'd be at eye level. She had no intention of spoiling her. Her goal was to save billions of lives, and that was her first mission.
いいか、これからはかがりもワルキューレの一員とみなす。私の部下として扱う。非戦闘員じゃないからな。
I assume this means the Valkyrie from like mythology. Yeah, they're like warriors and stuff. Okay.
ここは1975年だ。知ってる人間は誰もいない。父さんもまゆ姉さんも出生してない。つまり誰も守ってくれないんだ。自分の身を守るのは自分だけだと思え。いいな。
You know, I actually came up with an idea. It was sort of based on the fact I know this can have different endings, not necessarily the one that ends up being I was thinking, like, what if Kagure's like Okabe's and maybe Kurisu's child that somehow gets sent into this timeline? I think that would be interesting. Kagure was a brave girl. She finally realized now that it wasn't the time for tears. She tried to stop crying. It wasn't working well, but it was a lot better for her emotions than sobbing. She was a smart girl. Suzuha knew that.
あまり時間がない。この時代の人間にタイムマシンが見つかったら大騒ぎだ。
The machine had landed on the roof of the radio building, which wasn't a spot that people visited often. The chances of anyone finding it were slim. But in this era, they had no one to help them conceal it. That meant they couldn't stay long. She needed to finish her mission quickly, move to the next time period.
何か失敗したら、またタイムマシンで時間を戻ればいいんじゃないの?
To go back to the other thing I was talking about in terms of Kagure being their child, I think that would make sense in terms of how does Okabe get out of his funk? Maybe he has this like connection. He understands that the Steins Gate universe is possible because she somehow gets into here. Maybe he works to send her back to, along with everything else. I don't know. It's just like an idea that's I've been thinking of. I think it would be interesting if it went that direction. There's definitely other directions you could go to. I mean, she looks a lot like Kurisu, so she has to be related to her, right?
燃料の問題があるんだ。ジャンプできる回数は無限じゃない。肝心の場面で動作しなかったら話にならない。
そうなんだ。
立てるか?
Suzuha stepped out of the machine and beckoned to Kagure. Kagure looked surprised. Her eyes were narrowed at the bright sunlight. The sky above Tokyo in this time period was too dirty to be called blue. Still looks pretty blue to me. Smoke and dust clouds filled with who know what were rising from the rows of smokestacks. It all combined with black exhaust from the cars that scurried along the ground to create smog so thick you could literally see it. The sky above the city was covered by a veil of death. But still, it was the first clear sky that Kagure had ever seen. She'd only ever known from books and videos that the sky could be this bright. The nuclear weapons used during the Third World War had changed the weather over Tokyo, and their sky was constantly covered in dull gray clouds. The sun's light was always weak when it shone through them, and was never this bright.
私が子供の頃はまだこんな感じの空だった。少しだけど覚えてるよ。
Suzuha looked up at the sky too.
空気が美味しい。
In 2036, you needed a filter and a mask to go outside for any length of time. Compared to that, 1975 was a lot cleaner. She's supposed to be like 10 or something, right?
わかるだろ、かがり。父さんたちがどうして世界線の改変に全てをかけていたのか。世界線がどうとか、歴史がどうとか、そんな理屈は後でいい。今はただ、この空の色を守りたいと思えば。
Kairi slipped her hand into her pocket and took out the faded green Upa keychain. She stared at it with a sad look on her face. She's probably thinking about Mayuri, her mother. She probably was trying to understand what it meant that her mother had put inside the time machine. Suzuha decided that Kagure was alright now, closed the hatch of the time machine from the outside. A lock flipped on automatically. The only person who could open it now was Suzuha, whose biometrics had been loaded into the system ahead of time. Even if someone did find the machine, it would be quite a while before they found out what it was.
かがり、これを見ろ。
IPN 5100. Yeah, she did need to go grab that, didn't she?
これ何？
Okay.
IBN5100 っていうレトロ PC だ。私たちの時代に存在していたものはどれも満足に動かない。けど、この時代なら感動品が入手できる。これを手分けして探すのが私とお前の最初のミッションだ。
Split up? She's just a kid.
連絡はこれで。
She handed Kagure a small transceiver.
通信できる距離はかなり短いらしいから気休め程度だと思え。
That's even better. So they're gonna get lost. She's going to get lost, and Suzuha's gonna be like, "The mission comes first."
オーキードーキー。
90分ごとにこのビルの前に集合。状況を確認。それを繰り返す。いいな。
Does she have a watch? Is she good at telling time by her instincts, or?
オーキードーキー。
I have no knowledge of her skill set, which makes me really, really worried.
いい返事だ。
She's just a kid. Suzuha nodded and patted Kagure on the head.
よし、ミッション開始。
Mission starto. No. I can feel the atmosphere just change to despair. Suzuha was on top of the radio building in 2010, looking down.
35年。
That's how long ago it had been in real time since she'd spoken to Kaguri here. From her perspective, it had only been a few months. From up here had changed a lot since then, and in the next 26 years, it would change even more. She'd seen for herself how the building changed over the span of 61 years. Thought didn't make her feel sentimental. Instead, she felt that the loneliness and fear that comes from having a past not shared with anyone else. Using the time machine to change world lines means breaking the rules of the universe. Taro Okabe's words flashed through her mind. Oh, okay, she came up afterwards. Oh, okay. Okay, they didn't like... Okay, I thought they were like, they just like flash forward and they're like, and now she's gone. Still, lately she'd been thinking more about Kaguri. She's been searching the city at regular intervals. She's looking for Kaguri Shina. Oh. She didn't even know she was in Tokyo. She had no clues. She didn't even know what Kaguri looked like now. So, maybe it was a waste of time. Even so, she had to find Kaguri herself. But she hadn't had any better luck today. She turned around and looked towards the time machine. So this is what she was talking about in terms of having a different thing that she needed to do. Okay. In the original Steins Gate, she had the extra mission of trying to meet her parents, right? I was a bit confused because I thought that was her mission, and she was still talking about in this timeline she clearly met both of them. She would come here every day. The primary reason for coming here is to see if her father, Itaru Hashina, had been up here. Anytime she let her guard down, he would come to try and examine it. She told him that would cause a time paradox, but he didn't listen. She needs to keep constant watch. To be honest, she had a lot of things she had to do. And then she heard the metal door to the roof open. Was it her dad? She squinted into the darkness, but the person she saw was much smaller than Itaru. It had cat ears coming out of their head. Yeah, you're definitely smaller than Itaru. Faris Nyan had a spring in her step as she approached Suzuha. She's gonna kill you. She's gonna kill you. Faris's real name was Rumiho Akiha. She was Stara's friend and had helped them in many different ways in 2036. So Suzuha had known her ever since she was very young, and had always called her Big Sis Rumi. But for whatever reason, in this era she always wanted to be called Faris, though. When Suzuha asked why, she simply responded, "Faris is Faris, nya," an answer which meant nothing to Suzuha. Faris showed her a cake box with the logo from the maid cafe where she worked, Maid Queen Nyan Squared. If he ate something like that at this hour, he'd get even fatter. Faris grinned and nudged Suzuha in the side with her elbow. Faris opened the box and showed her what was inside. Suzuha could smell the sweet cream and fruit. I suppose at this time it would be particularly fattening. Then again, you come from a war-torn time. Shouldn't you be concerned about getting as many calories as you can? Come on.
すずにゃんはストイックにゃ。
Faris laughed and handed over the box.
賞味期限は明日だから明日中に食べなきゃダメにゃぞ。
ありがとう。
Expiration dates just mean that that's the final time that they expect to be good. It doesn't mean that they'll actually go bad at that time. Now, if you're carrying them outside, just constantly outside of refrigeration and shit, then maybe they'll go bad.
どういたしまして。
Faris gave him a mischievous wink and looked up at the time machine beside them.
ダルニャンのタイムマシン研究の方はどうかにゃ。
頑張ってはいるみたい。ルミ姉さん、このマシンまだここに置いておいても？
Suzuha looked around the roof as she asked. It's only thanks to Faris that no one had really noticed the massive object on the roof. She was the heir to a rich family that had a lot of influence in this area and contributed a lot to the development of Akihabara. She was helping hide the time machine.
このフロアというか屋上はフェイリスが借り上げちゃったから平気にゃ。オーナーさんには体感ゲームの研究をしてるって言ってあるにゃ。ちょっと苦しいわけにゃけど。
There weren't VR games back in 2010. Come on.
助かるよ。
気にしないでいいにゃ。この世界のエレメンタルを売薬兵たちの魔の手から救うためならフェイリスはいつでも協力するにゃ。
These actually have tips? Oh my. Suppose the four spirits that control the elements of earth, water, fire, and air, their existence was first proposed by the Swiss alchemist Paracelsus in his book, The Book of Fairies. He described them as being not dead like ghosts, but not alive like humans, as being spiritual creatures of an extremely nebulous nature. So-and-so struggled to explain exactly what they were, and in the end decided to classify them as things. You divide them as follow. The element Earth is... Oh god, no, I don't care that much. No, I don't. Winged interstellar creature that appears in Cthulhu mythos. Okay, that's really all I care about.
そう。昔から、いや、今からしたら未来か。思ってたんだけどさ、ルミ姉さんの話って時々すごく難しくなるんだよね。一体何語？
考えるんじゃない。感じるのにゃ。
いいやいいや。
寒いにゃ。フェイリスはお家に帰ろうかにゃ。
In the end, she could never get a straight answer. To Suzuha, Faris is always a great mystery.
送っていくよ。一緒に出よう。
それじゃあついでにうちでご飯も食べてくといいにゃ。
そういうつもりで言ったわけじゃないんだけど。
どうせ普段大したもの食べてないにゃ。スズニャンのストイックさを見てるとフェイリスがなんとかしてあげにゃきゃーって思っちゃうにゃ。保護欲？母性？とにかくそういうのがかきたてられるのにゃ。
私は大丈夫だから。
Before she finished her sentence, she felt something looking at her. She glanced around.
にゃ、どうしたのにゃ？
Who could possibly be up here? She listened carefully. She definitely heard a very faint sound from the direction of the metal door that led to the stairs. Small enough that Suzuha had only been able to notice it because of her training.
誰かいる？
にゃにゃ。
多分話を聞かれた。
Interesting. Most of the discussion was worthless, but they talked about the time machine a little. If someone heard that... Suzuha yanked her gun out of her jacket and in an instant ran towards the stairs as fast as she could. She heard someone running down the stairs as soon as she did. The sound, heavy military boots, and a wide stride got farther and farther away.
早い。
Military boots? If you have a bunch of countries fighting over time technology, really, what are the chances that they have no knowledge that this was going on, and that if they develop time machine stuff, they could send stuff back in order to basically do the same things as CERN did. She opened up the door and jumped onto the landing. She then raced down the stairs, skipping 3 steps with every stride. Still, it wasn't fast enough. Suzuha was born fast, and she'd been trained to be faster. It wasn't enough. She finally made it to the 2nd floor. She could hear the loud revving of a motorcycle. She panicked and slipped on an object that had been left halfway up the stairs, then rode her way to the bottom. She managed to get into the right position to protect her head, so it was her hips that stuck to the ground. She forced herself to stand up and run outside. She could see the tail lights of a large motorcycle speeding away. The driver was wearing a black helmet and riding suit, already a good distance away. She couldn't even tell if it was a man or a woman. He revved the engine loudly, as if to mock her, turned a corner and disappeared into Center Street. Oh, I suppose a little later. I was about to say, she got down here fast. Faris caught up.
逃げられた。
それ、しまった方がいいにゃ。
She put the gun in her hand back in her jacket holster, and brushed away hair that sweat had stuck to her brow.
今の誰にゃ？
わからない。けど一般人じゃない。訓練されてると思う。
訓練？
階段に何か落ちてなかった？
バッグが転がってたにゃ。
ちょうど死角になる位置だった。多分わざと落としたんだよ。しかも私がそこを通るタイミングでエンジンを空ぶかしした。見事に引っかかったよ。
トラップってことかにゃ。
That makes sense.
ああいうことがとっさにできるっていうのは特殊な訓練を受けてるからだ。じゃなきゃ無理。
Suzuha glared in the direction of the bike as it disappeared, and she started to think. Who was it? CERN? No, he didn't come from the CERN timeline. What? There's an unofficial CERN group, the Rounders, that were searching for IBN 5100s in Akihabara. Entire Okabe had told her that. But that was in the other time... I'm pretty sure that's not... I thought that wasn't supposed to be a thing in this timeline because CERN didn't become a time travel power, so they weren't able to send people back and essentially create a time travel, like utopia for themselves or something. Then again, maybe this is a timeline where they had created all that, but there's still the chance of it diverging, and the people were sent back and etc. Time travel, hard on the head. But he only encountered them in another world line.
誰かはわからないけど、私たちの他にタイムマシンのことを知ってるやつがいるのは間違いない。
Was it that they knew about it, but weren't going to do anything more? Or did they intend to steal the time machine from her? Since she didn't know, she had to assume the worst, or she wouldn't be prepared to deal with it. She looked up at the sky and sighed. It was becoming a habit.
ねえ、ルミ姉さん。このことはオカリンおじさんには内密にしておいて。
なんで？
今のオカリンおじさんが知ったらタイムマシンを破壊しろって言いかねない。危険だからって。でしょ？
I don't disagree. But I'd say that they're less likely to say they had to destroy it, and more likely to say that, hey, Suzuha, if you're going to leave, you have to do it now. Otherwise, then yeah, maybe destroy it.
そうにゃけど。
私は絶対にマシンを守るよ。 シュタインズゲートの入り口へオカリンおじさんを連れて行かなきゃいけないんだから。それが未来の父さんとの、私をここに送り出してくれた人たちみんなとの約束だからさ。
すずにゃ。分かったにゃ。その代わりダルニャにだけはちゃんと話しておくこと。
オーキードーキー。
The last part was almost a whisper as her words melted into Hakihaba's sky. Feels like it's gonna get stolen. That would be pretty bad. Maho Yajo was fidgeting. She knew exactly why, but she still didn't want to admit it.
Maho, 準備はできたかい?
はい。
She awkwardly stood up from her chair as Dr. Leskinen spoke to her.
何ですか?
少しはおめかしするかと思ったんだが、魔法はマイペースだね。
Dr. Leskinen stared at her for a moment and then spoke. It was obvious what he was referring to was her outfit.
この前みたいにパーティーに出席するわけじゃないんですから。
あの時だって白衣のままだったじゃないか。
あれは服を忘れたんです。
そうだったね。
Dr. Leskinen was wearing his translator all the time these days. Okay. I was wondering where they were talking Japanese. Okay, that's sort of contrived, but okay. In fact, he'd actually told Maho to talk to him in Japanese too.
さて、クリスとリンタロウはどういう関係を築いているかな? 会うのが楽しみだよ。
Wait, why are you dressing up? Maho and Dr. Leskinen were about to head to Tokyo proper. There they were to meet Rintaro Okabe. It had been 2 weeks since they first asked him to test Amadeus. It was time for the first report. Of course, that was the reason Maho was fidgeting. She was nervous to meet Okabe, no, to see Kurisu for the first time in quite a while. Of course, Maho was able to talk to Kurisu anytime she wanted to, but since she'd asked Okabe to be a tester, she tried to avoid doing so as much as possible. She didn't want her conversations to add any extra noise.
教授、出発する前に一つ聞いても?
なんなる意図?
なぜ岡部さんなんですか?
This is what I was theorizing on before. Maho had wanted to ask Dr. Leskinen that for a long time. She's going to ask it though, now is the time. Dr. Leskinen thought for a minute.
嫉妬しているのかい, Maho?
それは.
She felt heat flush to her face. In other words, he was right. Yeah, she was jealous of Okabe. Not that she wanted to admit it.
正直、納得はしていません。
There's no way he's gonna take it the opposite way, that she's jealous of Kurisu.
クリスの話し相手なら他にも適任がいたはずです。
例えば君とか?
That's fine. But he's not answering the question, which... Ooh... Now that I think about it... The person who just showed up in Suzuha's timeline, or in her instance there. I was thinking it might be like one of the World War III countries that were researching time travel and stuff. And now Dr. Leskinen, from America, the great old place, is being particularly evasive over a subject of why he wants to associate with the guy that has reading Steiner. Interesting.
そうは言いません。私はクリスとも アマデウスとも近すぎますから。
リンタロウはいい青年だよ。
本気でそう信じているなら教授はお人よしです。人の本質を一度会っただけで理解することなんて不可能ですよ。もし彼が私たちに隠れて他の研究者にアマデウスを売り渡してしまったら、最初はそのつもりはなかったとしてもお金を前にしたら気持ちが揺らぐことだってあります。それが人間というものです。
仮にリンタロウがアマデウスを撃ったとしよう。それでどうなるかな。アクセス権を手に入れた何者かはクリスと仲良くなってアマデウスそのものを乗っ取ったりできるかな。
それは。
Maho asked herself the question and realized the chance was almost zero.
ありえません。
そうありえない。なぜならそんな事態になればクリスの方が対話を拒否するだろうからね。アマデウスはそういう意味でとても面倒くさいシステムだよ。なかなかこちらの思い通りには動いてくれない。もちろんアマデウスが説得される可能性もあるだろうけれど、そのために私はモデルとなる人格にクリスと魔法を選んだとも言えるわけでね。
Dr. Leskinen gave her a mischievous wink.
私もクリスも気難しいですからね。そうやすやすと説得はされないでしょう。
Interesting. She knew he was teasing her, so she decided to say it.
いかにも君たちは本当に容赦ない。これぞ最強のセキュリティだよ。
けなされているように聞こえるんですが、
君たちは我が研究室が誇る最強のレディーさ。
Dr. Leskinen laughed happily. He always had a childlike innocence about him.
いずれにせよアマデウスの AI は一筋縄ではいかないわけでね。だからこそ面白いとも言える。そんな彼女たちを身内だけで独占していても進歩はないだろう。アマデウスが劇的な進化を遂げるための起爆剤のようなものがちょうど欲しいと考えていたところなんだ。
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. He's not being purposely evasive. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt now, Mr. Robot.
しかもなるべく研究とは無関係な人物に預けてかった。ウィンターローは聡明だし適任だと思ったんだ。クリスの友人でもあったわけだし。とりあえず今日の報告次第で判断してもいいんじゃないか。クリスがリンターローと過ごしてどう変化したのかを見極めてからだね。私たちが見たことのないような意外な一面を覗かせてくれるかもしれないよ。
はい。
That was what was making her nervous. If Kurisu changes someone she didn't know, that'd make her sad. Yeah, that is a tricky part of it, isn't it? If Amadeus basically becomes her lifeline to her memory of her friend that died, then if Kurisu, the Amadeus Kurisu, becomes a different person entirely, then there you have it. That lifeline's cut. And there's nothing she can do about it because she's a different person. She's evolved and she's done exactly what Dr. Leskinen wants. He wants to see her evolve. He wants to see that change in personality and stuff. That's really what he wants to see. That's what he's talking about, a catalyst to evolve. That's exactly what Maho's afraid of.
そろそろ時間だ。レオ。
Maho nodded. And And back to Okabe at the shrine. Interesting, at the very least. Okay, I actually had to sort of stop in the middle of that, so I'm not exactly sure how long I've been, but with that in mind, I'm going to stop here because it feels like this will probably be the best stopping point for a while. With that in mind, I remind you again, if you have any opinions on how I'm going to change the series at the end of Chapter 1 to try to make a decent argument for why it's inherently different from just buying and playing through it. If you have any opinions on that, feel free to voice them. I'm going to have to do that as I elaborated before. I'm still going to go to the end of Chapter 1, and let's be honest, if I just went to the end of Chapter 1 and someone didn't get to see the rest of the story, chances are they're watching to that point, then they either have no interest in buying and are just going to find another Let's Play to see it in the first place, or they're going to go buy it themselves because they want to see the rest of the story, or they're going to wait for the anime, or they're going to wait for it being on PC. It's all that stuff. But whatever. I'm making arguments to myself that are completely unprompted and everything else. But with that in mind, in terms of the actual story, there's definitely something going on behind the scenes, and I'm not sure what. I think Dr. Leskinen is involved. I think he's involved in it. I think so. I think there's a decent chance that the World War III countries who have spies and stuff might have a decent idea of, how the future time travel stuff goes, so they might be looking for how some of this is established and whatnot. Because, they're able to track down Itaru and Daru in the future, right? At worst, they're going to send spies back here in order to try to basically, keep tabs on him. Maybe change him so he's not as resilient in the future, and they might have just stumbled upon this. So, like Suzuha said, that was not a civilian. Definitely was not a civilian. And if it's not a civilian, and it's almost definitely not a rounder, because I really, really, really doubt that there's going to be rounders in this. That would be sort of weird. There might be rounders, like I said before, maybe wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff that makes it sort of make sense, kind of makes sense. Because I always thought that CERN had the rounders because the future CERN had sent them back information, and they basically decided to be like how they were because they were expecting the future time travel stuff and because they were communicating with the future. Without that, I thought they wouldn't be like that. But they still might be wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. Otherwise, there's the countries. I can't think of anyone else that would be interested in it, interested in actually looking at them and deliberately knowing what they're talking about and having that same sort of extra training. So, other than that, I guess that's all I got. I'll see you all next time. Drive safe, everyone.